If you make pretty good money every month, but you don't know where it's going, you're living paycheck to paycheck, you have no idea what's happening at the end of the month, you have nothing to save, you have nothing to put towards your extra debt, you're in luck because in this video, I'm going to show you how to find hidden cash flow without increasing your income, selling that weird thing in your basement on eBay, or winning the lottery. Okay, if you're new to me, my name's Chris, and I've been an accountant for over a decade, and now I'm helping other people inside my free personal finance community, Dollar Discipline University, sort of gain more confidence and figure out what's going on in your finances. So here's how these videos are going to work, because I'm building my community in public daily with these videos. We're going to go through the YouTube comments first. Think of it like a YouTube Q&A. And then we have a segment here, thoughts on my mind to help you reach your financial goals faster. And in this video, it's going to be how to find hidden cash flow, right? Who wouldn't want to find more cash flow? Like, of course. And then at the end, we're going to be talking about some community activity, things going on inside the community that would be very relevant for you. Someone who's trying to save more money, pay off debt with a decent, decent salary. It's like, why am I not winning, right? So let's get into it. So the reason why I'm making this video, and you actually saw it in the community here, I just got off a free call in the community. It's called Cashflow Kickstart. Let me make this slightly bigger so you can see it. And technically the call is still like active inside school. So it's saying like, hey, this call's still happening. So I just got off of it. It's a free, basically workshop on how to find more cash flow in a free personal finance community, which is Dollar Discipline University. So it's like, you know what? I need to just like make a YouTube video about this process as well. Because if like I'm doing a free thing in a free thing, I might as well just do another free thing on it, right? And why this is so important, I mean, this really helped my wife and I pay off $43,000 of debt. And we've saved a bunch of money. And now people inside the community are doing the same by using this as well, which is just even cooler. Like, I thought it was cool when we did it, but like having other people do it and win now is just so cool. So the purpose of this video, and the reason why we're doing this hidden cash flow thing today, is I want to share with you, by the end of this, you're going to be able to understand where your money's been going, how to realign it to the things that matter to you the most, and then how to continue doing that month after month after month. And this is specifically my AAA framework. So awareness, action, accountability, those three things. Think of it like a three-legged bar stool. If one of those legs were to fall off, you'd be on the ground, right? You would be falling off that chair. So think about your finances with this AAA framework: awareness, action, accountability. So what are we looking at here? Well, if we want to go forward, if we want to take steps forward, sometimes it's important that we look back. And this is the 3-month look back. Now, what this process is, like the name suggests, we're going to look back 3 months in our finances at our expenses. Where did we spend money? Now, just for context, I'm recording this in September, so I have June, July, August, the 3 months prior to September. And what we do here is we look at wherever we've spent money, however we spend money. So debit card, credit card, cash. Cash is a little harder to do this process. Like, I don't even know what I had for breakfast 2 days ago, let alone what I spent cash on, 87 days ago, right? So that might be a little tougher, but just kind of bear with me here. What we want to do is look through all the ways we spend money and basically categorize them into different categories. So how I made this as easy for you as possible, and this spreadsheet, by the way, is actually available inside the community. You guessed it, for free, for people that join this free 2-day challenge, the hidden cash flow challenge. And so what I've done here is I've just created essentially like a data entry little section here, with the least amount of information that you could possibly ever need. So you just need like the date, and then I have a formula here for the month, and then the amount, and then the category you want it in, and then whatever description you decide, in case you don't have to. It might be helpful if you're trying to be a little more detailed. And by the way, you don't have to be good with spreadsheets. I've made this as simple as I possibly can, understanding that not everyone will have knowledge with spreadsheets. So what that does is when you enter stuff over here, I have a pivot table set up here to collect all the data that gets entered here. So as you can see, I'm going to enter something now. Let's just do like 8/31/25. Okay, I'm going to drag down this formula. Bloop. And then you'll see it's going to start popping up here. I'm going to just do a crazy amount so we see it, $5,000. Now look at the pivot table. I'm going to hit enter. There we go. It just entered up here. And then I'm going to create a category. We'll just call it fun. There it goes. And now it's in here. Okay, so it's literally adding each time that you do it. You don't have to categorize it yourself. Like, you have to categorize it, but you don't have to like organize it or anything like that. It just kind of does it for you. And this is like old school style. I think this is actually a great way to get started, to be quite honest with you. While the fancy apps are great, and I have my own software actually that I give to the community, I think it's great. However, I think this is more of a personal touch, and you actually get to see stuff a lot better just by doing it the old school way on the spreadsheet. I guess the old school way is like pen and paper, right? But this is like maybe the new old school, right? So we're gonna each month here, you're just gonna write all the transactions that you see in your bank account for each of the months. Okay, these are just fake stuff that I wrote in here, so it's not gonna make sense. Like who only buys rent, groceries, utilities, gas, restaurants, subscriptions, and fitness stuff. Like, they're right. So I just made some stuff up. It doesn't matter. So if we go back to our 3-month look back here, what we want to do is now, once we have all this information, what you want to do is take this category section, highlight it, right click, copy, and then you're going to paste it right here in expense category. Okay. And then you're going to do the same thing with the expenses. So we see, okay, 6 is June, 7 July, 8 August. Great. So I'm going to take all this data, not the totals, just the data inside. We're going to right click, copy, and then we're going to click here and we're going to paste. Okay. So I already did all that for you. And now what we're going to see, I'm going to make it smaller. We're going to see a couple things. You don't need to see the detail at the moment, but what this will show you is, first, how much money you spend every month. Ooh, right? That's tough. That might be tough to look at. Based on feedback that I get, this is a big challenge for a lot of people in the community, just even seeing this number or knowing what it is. So I understand if you're unwilling to kind of take the step forward, but the way I like to see it is that both things are hard. And what I mean by that is, it is hard to make a change, undoubtedly, right? It's so hard, but it's also hard just staying stuck and being stressed about it. So this is me kind of giving you a nice friendly nudge to try to just be more aware and look at your finances. And it tells us some great things, like how much did we spend in June? How much did we spend in July, August, right? And then it shows us here how much on average did we spend in our finances in each category, over the last 3 months. Now, this could be pretty eye-opening. A lot of times when people do this, there's always 1, 2, 3 categories where they're like, wow, I cannot believe I spent that much money in this category. Spoiler alert, the biggest ones are in restaurants, dining out, food delivery, etc. That's probably number 1. I wish I was keeping stats on this. It's probably like 4 out of 5 people say that, just to be clear. Because they sneak up on you, right? It's like you order like I don't know, you go out to a diner, it's $30, and then you get like a DoorDash and it's $42, and you end the month, it's like, oh my God, $240. What the hell happened, right? So as we do this, and now we start to go through the averages, and we see like, okay, does this make sense? Does this make sense? Like, okay, I see what's happening here. I'm being more aware, which is great. The next step we want to do is this tab here called North Star Goals. We want to combine us knowing where our money's been going and then trying to realign it to stuff that matters to us the most, and that is what North Star Goals is. So what I have here is a spreadsheet. It's basically just you listing out whatever you want, things that matter to you the most. So this could be life goals, this could be financial goals, this could be non-negotiables, right? So life goals, it could be like, hey, I want to, make that career jump. Financial goals is like, hey, I want to save $5,000. Non-negotiables, I have a funny story for it. I was working with someone months ago on his finances, and I was doing this exact process. And when he sort of shared his North Star goal list with me, he had expensive haircut on the list. That's what he put. And I was like, what do you mean by this? And he's like, well, I go to this guy and he charges $80 a haircut. Now I could go somewhere and just spend like $20, but me and my family have been going there for like 2 decades, and he's basically like family, and it's like a non-negotiable, and like I have to kind of just keep going. And he was saying it like he was defending him, like I had to, like he was defending why he put it on there, and I was like, hey man, like this is your list. You put expensive haircuts on it, right? But at the end of the day, what the point of this is to sort of reduce it to like truly the things that matter to you the most. And if it's expensive haircuts, it's expensive haircuts, right? Because as humans, we only have so many resources, right? All of us have the same time, okay, 24 hours. But we have different money resources. We put different efforts towards different things. We all have different like resources. So how do we allocate the resources that we have and make them things that put them towards things that we care about the most, right? So if you're like, hey, I'm making a pretty good income, like why am I not winning? It's like, well, look at where you're putting your money, look at where you're putting your time, look at where you're putting your energy towards stuff, and that's going to help you out a lot with this. So what this list is going to do, let's say you have 9 things on the list, okay, and then you look back to your 3-month look back. I'm trying really hard not to like cough. This is like I have 2 kids. They brought home some illnesses. Oh man, it's brutal. When you go through this process and you have 9 things, what this is saying is like, okay, anything not on this list, we're now giving ourselves permission to just immediately cut it. Now, what I don't want people to do when they think about budgeting is that budgeting is a restrictive act, because it's not. I don't want you to think that when you start budgeting, you just have to try to find a way to cut down every single category to make it work, right? Because that's not going to be sustainable for you. And I'd much rather have a process that's going to be sustainable for you. So why not put money towards things that matter the most, and sort of trim around the fat of everywhere else. So if we go back to our 3-month look back, what this means is we can think about it 2 ways. First, maybe you did see this restaurant line and you're like, oh man, wow, I'm averaging $186. Like that's not going to work. That's not one of my North Star goals, like convenient food delivery, right? Come on. So you're like, okay, next month I'm going to create a budget, and I'm sort of jumping ahead here into the next part of the process. But next month, like maybe I'll just try to spend $50 in like the restaurant stuff. And then also you could look at it like, wow, my health and fitness is one of the most important things on my North Star goal list. Like it's like my 3rd thing, and I'm only spending $21 a month at it. So it's like, no, maybe I should be actually spending more money. Like maybe next month I should try to take more classes or supplement, whatever, right? Whatever the thing is. But you see how this is working. It's like this big seesaw where instead of just trying to just cut everything, we're trying to realign it. And I think that's the mindset shift that we all need to be thinking through when we go through a budgeting process. Because I think, again, too often people go into the budgeting process, it's like this super extreme thing where they're cutting and they're like, yeah, I'm saving money. And then 3 months later, it didn't work because it didn't work. It wasn't sustainable. It's like it wasn't a happy, fulfilling way to like go through about your life. Now, are sprints like that necessary? Maybe. Yeah, like maybe a 1 or 2 month like cleanse of like, hey, let me just like go hard at trying to save money for a little bit. Sure, that could be necessary, but knowing when to dial it back so that you don't fall off the wagon and you have to start all over again is really important. So this process is great for me. So what the next step is here is, okay, we go through each of the expense categories. We tried our best to create a new budget amount based on what we have here in our average actual, right? So we talked about the fitness example, but you can go through like, okay, gas, yeah, I need to do that. So $70 is the average. Let's just say 75. Okay, groceries, okay, rent, right? You go through the list. And then at the end of this process, the whole point is, well, let me explain this one part first, is this monthly savings column is kind of the whole point of this. What this is looking at is, if it's red, that means our new budget amount is higher than the average actual. Okay? If it's green, then that means our new budget amount is lower. So in its simplest form, green good, red bad, essentially, right? Now, it's not all bad because again, we are aligning it to the North Star goals, like our fitness, for example. So this doesn't mean bad per se, but just think about it from like a um, cash positive or cash negative event, right? So if we zoom out a little bit more, the whole point of this file is at the bottom here, you'll see in this fake example, we've found $130 of hidden cash flow. That's pretty cool, right? Again, I didn't get a second job. I didn't sell that weird garden gnome on eBay. I didn't do any scratch offs or anything like that, or get lucky with Bitcoin. I didn't do any of that. I took some action, and I told myself what was important to me, which I'm hoping you'll have some financial goals on there. And yeah, that's kind of the process. Now, if you go through this and you don't like the number down here, or you're like, let me try to do it again, you can just continue to kind of keep playing around with this new budget amount. Now, just to remind you, this is not a guarantee of money. Like this, you didn't find this money yet. Sorry, I'm really trying hard not to like hack into the microphone right now. I just have this like wicked thing going on here. We obviously, it's not real. Like that $130 isn't in your bank account yet, right? So that is important to remember. We do have to, now that you took action, we do need to actually like put it into practice into the next month of our budget, right? And this is all that I'm kind of walking through here is just sort of part one of this call. So I think I'm gonna leave it there as like a little teaser. You gotta jump inside the community, and check this out, live, I suppose, in the group call, and you'll get the rest of this here. But what's really cool is inside the community, again, you could just sign up for these. So again, I had them tonight, and it's every 48 hours because there is a little action step. You guys would have to go through and do the 3-month look back, right? So I have a 30-minute call here. You take some action, 30-minute call here, and we hopefully you should have a win by the end of it. Which is cool. And then I'm doing it every week. So I've scheduled out through October already. You can see all the times here. I'm doing them at different days, times, whatever. Selfishly, they're all times that, of course, that I can be there. And I know this won't work for everyone. Like we do have some non-Americas people in here. I'm in the United States, and that's pretty tough for me right now to be able to do that. So Europe, Asia, Africa, Oceania. I'm sorry. But yeah, inside the community, just a lot of stuff happening in here. I made a post today actually, and this is relevant. I guess I can just quickly talk about this. Yeah, winter's coming, guys. So depending on when you're seeing this, I guess it's kind of important, but did you know that the most expensive month where people spend money is December? And of course, you're like, oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Gifts for holidays, like travel, gatherings with friends and family, right? But what we forget to think about is that how this impacts our finances. Pretty significantly, right? Especially because we know when December is on the calendar every month. Like we know what the calendar is at this point. We know all the months. We know what the days. We know the weeks. We know what happens. So I'm just always surprised when I talk to people and they either forget how much they spend every month in December, or they just completely don't budget or think about their finances in December because they know how bad it's going to be, and they just don't want to think about it or they deal with it. So it's just like this black hole in their finances. It's like, well, that's not going to work. Like imagine just like putting in all this work for months to stay, I don't want to say afloat, but like to start making real progress. Like if you have good income, it's like, where's it all going? And you start making good progress, and then you just forgot that December is by far the most expensive month for you, and you just like go back into debt, or you just lose all your saving, whatever, right? That would just be kind of silly because again, we know it's coming. So this is just kind of like my public service announcement for you to start thinking about this. Now you could be watching this video in, I don't know, like December 28th, and you're like, well, where was this guy when I needed him? But just, food for thought there. So Dollar Discipline University, the link is down below this video if you're interested to join. And yeah, really, I'm really trying to make this cash flow kickstart as good as possible. So I'm trying to get feedback as quickly as possible from whoever, and just make this as good as possible. Like, this is gonna be free like forever. Just to be very clear, this is gonna be my thing that I want people to do right away. Again, like if someone joined today, it's like, oh shoot, sorry, you missed the thing, but there's actually another one next week, right? Or like if you can't do 9 p.m., it's like, oh, okay, there's another one, or okay, I do weekends, right? So it's like there's gonna be a time for you, and I just really would love you to check it out. So I'm making these videos daily, guys. So if you're interested in what's happening here, let me know what kind of topics you want me to talk about, because daily is tough. Daily's tough, and I'm making these videos for you guys. So I want to keep it fresh. I want to keep it, everything going well. So I'm making videos that I think you guys need/want. But if you told me, that would just be great too. So anyway, I'll see you tomorrow.